Miriam's called in from Tennessee. Miriam, it's great of you to join us. What do you want to know?
Hi, I just want to know, how do I determine if there is a market for my product?
That's a great question.
That is a great question.
Look, Babette. Hey, Babette, I want to toss that out to you. Miriam says, how do I find out, determine whether there's a market for my product?
I would say the first thing to do is go to a search engine like Google or Bing and start researching. Start finding out the search terms that you're using for your product. So for us, it would be Food Social Network or Recipe Community or even just Recipe, to find out what is it that other people are doing that your product is going to either make better, or maybe no one's doing it right now and you're going to solve that problem. But you also have to figure out if there's even a problem. Is this just a problem for you, or is this a global problem? Because one thing that you're going to come up against is, say you go out and look for money, or you go out and try to find investors. They're going to say, how can you scale this business and make it successful? So if you have a problem that only 2 people in your community it solves, that's maybe more of a lifestyle business that you could have a great future doing, but it's not really scalable. So as you start to do research, you'll start to figure out where are the gaps in the market, how can you improve upon that, and to find out maybe it's really teaming up with a product that already exists. They already have distribution, they already know how to build the product, you just can make it better. So it's really kind of figuring out what you want to do in the business and then being able to go from there.
Jackie, how did you
email?
We got one from Stefana. She writes in and says, my question is for Babette. Being as experienced as you are with the TV industry, what advice do you have for a college graduate looking to start a production company in an economy like ours? Well, I'm going to throw that out to you. I guess the web is the good way to start it out.
You guys keep bringing me back. I would say
I know.
go on the web. Go on the web. There are some great local producers here. There's a guy named Hayden Black who lives in LA who has been very successful with producing web content. Lonely Girl 15 was another. There's another production company that does that. Possibly go onto the web because it's much easier to produce. It's easier for distribution. If you want something that's more, I would say, as a the reason why the web works really well, especially if you're just coming out of college, is because it's very cheap to produce, it's easy to distribute, and you may get some attention from some of the larger studios. They may see that you have a built-in fan base and then want to tap into that fan base. So it's almost better to have the fan base than it is necessarily the high quality. And then once you start building a reputation, then you can parlay that into something a little bit more significant. But you'd be surprised, some of these web series are bringing in a ton of money. I mean, they're doing really well. But for them to actually do like a brick and mortar, a big production company, right now in these day and age, I don't know if that's especially at the level that you're at so early on, you may need to get a little bit more experience. But the web, you can be a renegade.